Hello and welcome in everybody to another episode of the Magnify Wealth Podcast. I'm Cameron Gannon, here with your other host, Scott Gannon.
Good day, everybody.
Everybody have a quick second, pause the video, go down, like, and subscribe. Today, what we're going to be talking about is family banking. So what is family banking? What is legacy planning? We're going to teach you how to create a system that benefits not only you, but your family for generations to come. It's something that you see, the Rockefellers, some of those, very, very wealthy families have participated in family banking. So, Scott, why don't you lead us in here and explain what family banking actually is?
Yeah, sure. So family banking is basically part of a family office. So if you're familiar with family offices, very wealthy families have these. Doesn't mean you have to be a wealthy family to have it. You can be what's called fractional, but what a family office is where you have a team in place to look at opportunities as a consortium, if you will, within your own family. So you'd have an accountant on staff, a lawyer on staff, and so on, estate planning lawyers, and as well as corporate lawyers and so on. Now, most people don't have family offices. The ultra wealthy do, but that doesn't mean you can't act that way. But another part of it is the family unit or the capital that's involved, and that's where the family banking comes in. So if you use the infinite banking concept to create a family bank, then that can be your key financing piece to take advantage of opportunities as a group. Again, this is about keeping control of your capital, and now you're just basically expanding it from a single person to family. So Cameron and I are family. So I have insurance policies. Cameron has insurance policies. My daughter, Cameron's sister, has policies, and Tammy, our wife, my wife has policies. So you get the plan. So we bring that together, and you can extend this to extended family as well. And what happens is you create an environment where you can put this all together as a pool of capital to be able to act quickly on opportunities. And that is really that's the crust of setting up the family bank. Now, what does it do? It allows you to continually have a perpetual store of capital, because everybody is insured. So eventually when people die off, next generation comes along, and so on and so forth. The requirement becomes as a new entrant into the family, someone's born, well, as soon as they're able to be insured, you start insuring them and creating cash in their name that is owned by the family bank.
Yeah, so this like I mentioned before, it helps create that generational wealth, and that's done by like you just said, ensuring children as soon as they're able, while when the patriarch and the matriarch start passing away, that death benefit will continue through the family and start funding policies on those young babies and children to keep that wealth continuously residing within the family unit, rather than we always hear the stat is the ultra wealthy, the wealth tends to only last 3 generations. Well, what did the Rockefellers do differently to keep that wealth throughout more than 3 generations? Is they kept it within their family bank, and they built that, like you said, perpetual wealth vehicle.
Yeah, it's an engine that just keeps running. And then there's there's a fair bit of details involved in doing this. So I wouldn't suggest anyone does this on their own. Obviously, get a coach for that to set up the family bank, because essentially the setup will be something along the way of some sort of a trust. So you'd want legal help and accounting and so on help on this before you get started, to make sure that it's set up properly the first time, and that it keeps going and outlives your generation. So for myself, I've got it started, and so it's designed to be put in place forever, so that you want to be you want to be remembered for 3 generations. Well, not everyone's going to remember you because they won't know you, but if they know where all this came from, then they can kind of look back and say, "Ooh, that was a great thing that great granddad or grandmom did to set this up, because now we're set up for success." And the key here too is a little bit of detail, I guess, on this. Is you end up what you do is you create a bit of a committee to decide on how this money gets utilized. And so once the money in the pool is started, then you make decisions. You can, as children grow into adults, they can borrow against the family bank, the family bank, to educate themselves or to participate in opportunities, but they have to apply to the committee to get approved for such things. This is a great way to actually, and there's so much that brings a family together on this. It creates a more close relationships, and everybody's involved. And the idea here is you also create ways to have retreats so that you're constantly educating yourself with financial. Let's face it, financial literacy is very important and under taught. And this is just another way to make sure that your family is educated in creating generational wealth. Now, so there's some particular tax advantages as well. So you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, there's the real juicy one, if you will, is life insurance is a tax-free benefit to the named beneficiary, which in this case keeps it within the trust. So what you're essentially doing is you are creating wealth that's going to continuously transfer generation to generation to generation without that big tax bill that can happen when money is within an estate.
Yeah, it's great. So the obvious tax advantages of creating or having this cash value life insurance is like we talk about all the time. It's tax-free growth, tax-free use, and tax-free legacy. So that's the what we call the internal, external, and eternal return. And the eternal return is what is the engine that keeps this thing running, so that your business or whatever businesses you create are not a memory in the 3rd generation. We want them going forever. And that's what we're trying to create.
So what Scott had already started to touch on is this is such a great way to incorporate your family into your wealth planning, and that is like you said, go on retreats and use it to teach financial literacy to your family. There's so many cool things you could do in that realm, but very important is encouraging responsible use of loans within the family. So if you have, your 14-year-old son wants to start a lawn mowing business, this is just a great way to teach on how to, take a loan from the family bank, start your business, and responsibly pay back your loan while that business is, working in their teen years. Yeah. It allows your children to have such a wealth of knowledge in the financial space, but while they're in, school is not necessarily the place where you get taught some of these really important real life stuff.
Real life financial literacy, running a business, it's a great, the back in, my kids probably don't remember this, but paper routes, right? I had a business. It was called, I was delivering newspapers. Yeah, we don't see that anymore, but it did teach me a lot. And but I was kind of running on
the kids these days are digital marketers.
Yes, they are. They all digital creator. I see that everywhere. So you want to roll into tying this up? Yeah. I'll say something first. Is understand that this is a bit of an advanced strategy. I mean, people that are just getting started, they're not going to suddenly have a family bank. I mean, you could create a bunch of policies, but you know, it has to be capitalized. So it does take some time, and you need to build it you know, responsibly. And the key here is infinite banking, create a lasting family legacy, bring families closer together, educate everybody properly, and of course, those death benefits are what's going to keep this thing rolling.
Yeah.
So,
if you guys are thinking about family banking in your own life and want to learn more, reach out. We are authorized infinite banking practitioners ourselves, and you know, we can be that coach. And we can also get you in touch with some good people that will be you know, in that lawyer seat, in that accountant seat, etc. So thank you guys for listening in. Please do reach out if you're interested. And thanks again for watching another episode of the Magnify Wealth Podcast. Signing off, Cameron and Scott.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to the Magnify Wealth Podcast with Scott Gannon. Remember to subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform for more insights on the infinite banking concept. Until next time, remember, immediate action is the most efficient way to achieve your goals.